The human experience is deeply intertwined with perception. Our senses paint a picture of a world that feels external, solid and fixed, a reality that seems to exist independently of our thoughts and feelings. The teachings for spiritual Christianity invite us to question this assumption, showing that the material world is not as autonomous as it appears. Here we explore the profound idea that sensory objects are not external phenomena but are shaped by the influx of the divine life into finite forms of mind. By examining the coexistence of thoughts, affections and sensory images and the unique dynamics of perception in the spiritual realm, we uncover a deeper understanding of how our internal states manifest as external realities. Through this lens, we begin to see how the spiritual and natural worlds are intricately connected, with our inner states giving rise to the external experiences that shape our sense of reality. For those uninstructed in spiritual principles, the idea that the material world, which appears to exist independently of the mind, is actually not independent, is hard to believe. This notion goes against all sensory evidence. However, once instructed, it can be seen that it is the influx of the divine life within finite forms that brings forth all sensory objects. These objects are presented to a person's perception in accordance with the quality of their will, from which their forms of thought are generated, manifesting as sensory objects in the natural world. The objects we perceive in the natural world, along with the thoughts and affections that generate them, exist together within the conscious mind and have no independent existence in an external space. When we comprehend the process of creation in the spiritual world, it becomes clear that these phenomena aligned with the universal laws of correspondence, demonstrating their coherence rather than their impossibility. In the spiritual world, every mind is organized according to the quality of its love or affections, creating a surrounding sphere of life that reflects this inner state. External arrangements mirror internal qualities, with good spirits appearing on the right and the wicked on the left, regardless of the perceiver's orientation. Thus, when two angels face each other, both face east, with the good on their right and the wicked on their left. Unlike the natural world, where opposing qualities coexist within individuals and spatial positions seem unrelated to internal states, the spiritual world maintains a precise correspondence. This external manifestation accurately reflects the internal harmony or discord between minds. The sensory images of affections in their various forms are created by a spiritual influx of the divine life into the sentient faculties of the mind. This makes it easy to understand how two good spirits or angels can both have the good on their right and the wicked on their left when they meet. This is the reverse of the natural world, where the mind conceives sensory images as produced by a physical influx, favoring the notion of a fixed external world. In the spiritual world, those receptive to the divine life of love and wisdom always face east, which represents a state of receptivity that varies according to individual imperfections. Each angel, being a finite mind receptive of the divine life, perceives space as an appearance in their sentient faculties. These faculties exhibit the image corresponding to their heavenly state, with its objects appearing to them just as the objects of nature do to those in the natural world, as things seemingly sitting outside of the mind's sentient faculties. This appearance of externality corresponds to the imperfect reception of every finite mind, for it is this imperfection that is the origin of space in both natural and spiritual realms. Good spirits and angels understand this reality, as they do not think in the fallacies of the senses as those on earth do, but in spiritual truths that reveal the causes that give rise to the effects. For them, effects are not mistaken for causes. They intuitively perceive time and space as outbursts of thought and affection. This understanding aligns with the universal law that the more the mind is aligned with the divine order, the more fluid the sensory objects become. Instructed in spiritual principles, one can see that the material world is not independent of the mind, but is brought into being by the influx of the divine life. The separation of spheres in the spiritual world, the creation of sensory images by spiritual influx, and the intuitive perception of time and space as outbursts of thought all demonstrate the profound reality of correspondences. This understanding helps to perceive the true nature of sensory experiences and the divine order underlying all existence.